All right, everybody, this is Dr. Imran Akpan. We're back again with part two, where I'm actually back to, I don't know what that beeping was, but I'm going back to Rocket to the mobile app that I just I don't even want to call it vibe coding. Is it vibe created? So, just to recap, last week, I found out about a platform called Rocket where you could actually vibe code or vibe create an app. And when I say app, not just front end, but back end development. So if you want to, basically, you can get an app ready to upload to the App Store. That was the claim. And I wanted to try it out. And I do have to say, I've used Bolt, I've used Lovable. I have to say that this platform is very intuitive. It was very easy to get things started and going. And I got it to a point where it was working to an extent. So I wanted to make my own Kahoot style app where I could upload PowerPoints and then share them with my students while I'm giving a lecture. So what is the meaning and what is behind this? If you think about it, with these types of platforms and with this ability, and I'm going to try this with ChatGPT 5.2, you're able to spin up your own platform. So I use Nearpod. There's a platform called Nearpod quite a bit, and it's a paid platform. So it's initially free to use, right? So they have the freemium model. It's free to use. And then when you need more space, you got to pay for the access monthly. And it has a lot of great features, but one of the main features I use is the fact I can upload my PowerPoints, and then the students can, they get a code, and then they can follow along on the PowerPoints on their internet-enabled device, so their phone or their laptop or tablet, so they can follow along with what's going on. It makes things a lot easier for me if I'm in Zoom or having a virtual class to use that platform. Now, you can also, have quizzes and questions and polls. So there's activities and things you can add to it. However, what I'm seeing with this Rocket is that what would be great if I could just make the platform, like prompt a platform, and maybe for one class, I don't need quizzes and questions. I just need to be able to share the PowerPoints. Or for another class, I can edit my app so that it does ask questions. In other words, I can spin up my own version of Nearpod and have it and tweak it for each class. I think this is where I see these things going, where it becomes so easy to create something like this that you can just create it on the fly. Like literally a day before class starts, I just create the platform that we're going to use for that class. And then I modify it for another class. So I think this is where we're going. So let's take a look at where we're at now. Now, mind you, my prompting skills, I'm giving this thing some horrible prompts, I tell you. So I went back to it, and it worked. So like the great thing about this with the demo or the preview, you can actually walk through the preview. So they call it Kahoot Learn. I want to change the name of this. But I can sign in with Google, I can upload a PowerPoint. So I've got some PowerPoints in here. So I see the file is there. It's asking me to, it's going to auto-generate questions from the slides. I can choose 2 questions and multiple choice. You can choose true or false, fill in a blank. I'm choosing multiple choice. It says here max 5, so max 5 questions per slide. Now I'm clicking continue. It's processing. So where it was left when I signed back in here was I couldn't access the questions. So now, okay, we've got some questions. What is the capital of France? Okay, correct. All right. Educator controls. So it's telling me to skip. Let's see what happens. Which planet? Okay, so these are questions. Mars, correct. Okay. The thing of it is, now what's a little bit weird is that these questions are not the questions. So it's counting this down. These are not the questions that are on the slides. So I don't know where these questions are coming from. So that's interesting. I don't want the iPhone, I want the Samsung Galaxy. Okay. Well, let me see here. Kahoot Learn. All right, I still have some tokens left. Let me go to private. Okay, so I'll have to sign up. All right. Well, this is where we are right now. So I think I'm going to have a part 3 to this. So I was able to get it to do a little something, but it did not. So what happened was, what I did today, I went in there and I asked it to, I guess on the back end, create the questions. So I upload the PowerPoints and then I'm able to ask it to create questions from the PowerPoints. And the questions that it was asking, it didn't match the PowerPoints. The PowerPoints that I pulled up have to do with risk management. So these are some, it was completely different, the capital of France and things. So I think we're going to do a part 3. I'm going to come back and see, and I'll do it live. I'm a little embarrassed with my prompting skills, but I think I will do that live. Let me know if you want to see more of this, or if you've used it. And make sure you subscribe and like if you want to know, especially the notifications, if you want to know when I'm posting any more videos. Get a lot of engagement on TikTok. So kudos to those of you watching these clips on TikTok. And I appreciate everyone.